Okay. So then you continue in the ECW. I guess you formed the Gangstanators in '97.
Gangstanators, what?
There was some fans that came up with that name. I never called myself the Gangstanators. There was some fans that came up with that stupid.
Wow.
Okay. And then by '99, you were feuding with the Dudley Boys.
Yeah.
I mean, how was that whole experience in ECW after that whole situation?
I mean, the mass trainer thing died down. You know, and I went back to being New Jack and doing what I was well known to do. And everybody went on their merry way, you know.
Okay. And then we fast forward to 2000. There was the Living Dangerously pay-per-view in Connecticut. And you had a match against Vic Grimes.
Right.
Talk about that situation.
Paulie wanted me and Vic to go through a table. Through two tables.
Ooh.
And I was cool with it. I wasn't cool with going through two tables because it was a hazard. It was to go through one table is easy, but to try to go through two, you don't know if the table gonna slip off the top table or what, and you don't know where you're gonna fall, where you're gonna land. Ooh. So I didn't want to go through two. But he went on and said, well, Jack, just go through two and everything will be fine. So I was like, all right.
Oh,
I was like, all right, just we'll do that. So Vic's ass, when I went and talked to him, he was like, I said, did you go and check the scaffold out? He was like, yeah, I went and checked it out. I said, is it okay? Because I was running late because it was snowing. And he was like, yeah, I checked it out and everything's fine, so we ought to be all right. I'm like, all right. So when it came time for us to go off the scaffold, we got up top. And Vic didn't want to go. And I was like, Vic, let's go on three. And he was like, and then we having this conversation on pay-per-view, on TV live. You know what
Damn,
I mean?
so he was scared. He was scared.
I can't go, it's too high. I said, where we going? He said, I can't, it's too high. So I just pulled him down and he landed on top of me and he did a flip and his back leaned up against my head and it slammed my head into the floor. And I cracked my skull.
So from that fall, you had a broken leg, a skull fracture,
right,
brain damage,
right,
permanent insomnia,
right,
permanent blindness in your right eye.
Right.
So you can't see out of your right eye at all.
No.
Shoot. What? His right eye looks normal though. What the freak? He should have listened to that guy. But the dude he didn't want to do it. Then the dude didn't want to do it. Bro, you gotta listen to your intuition, man. Might be the Holy Ghost.
Okay.
What the heck?
Was the scar on your forehead, did that come from that situation?
No. I cracked the back. I cracked my head in the back.
Dang.
The scars on my forehead, that was just years of cutting my head.
Okay. So you have this horrific fall. And how long were you in the hospital for?
Months.
Months.
I had a feeling.
I guess there's memory loss and really bad headaches and everything else like that?
Yeah.
How mad were you when you basically woke up in the hospital?
I was pissed off. You know what I mean? I was pissed off. You know? And then in winter time, he didn't call me to see how I was doing or nothing. The mother let me sit there, you know? And I was sitting at home in the dark. You know what I mean? And when I went back to ECW, I walked up to Vic and I punched him in the goddamn face. You know? And I was like, because I was pissed, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. What was that first reaction when you guys came face to face after that situation? I mean, apart from the face punching.
He was like, Jay, I didn't mean to do it. I'm sorry. I apologize. I didn't mean to do it. You know what I mean? But he had went for months and he didn't even call me. He never got in touch with me. And I was upset about it.
Damn.
Okay. Was that the worst injury you'd ever had in your life?
Yeah. Had to be, man.
Okay, so then in 2001, ECW declared bankruptcy.
Right.
Yeah, too much was going on.
So where was your career at that point?
I went on the indie circuit and just started taking bookings and traveling around, around the world, just doing my shows still.
Okay, so then in February 2002, you and Grimes have a rematch,
Right.
And you guys decide to jump off of a 40-foot scaffolding.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Okay. Before this, what was the highest jump you've ever done?
35 feet.
35 feet. Okay.
Bro.
Is this considered completely unusual in the wrestling world, or do people do this on a regular basis?
Nobody ever did it. Nobody ever. I got the highest jump on record to this day, 35 feet.
35 feet.
But with this scaffold, I threw Vic off of the scaffold. It was 40 feet.
Okay. Now explain to someone who really doesn't know too much about this how a human being literally falls off 35 to 40 feet into a bunch of tables and walks away.
He was lucky.
Right, no, I'm saying like on a not that particular match, because I want to get into that, but on a typical match, you're talking about jumping, I mean, even 15 feet is pretty damn high, but you're talking about 15, 20, 30, 35 feet. You fall, and what, the tables break your fall?
Well, he was supposed to fall through the table.
He missed them?
But I threw him past the table.
Damn.
So he just clipped one. He barely hit one table, and he fell and he landed on the ropes.
Okay,
and that's what broke his fall.
In that particular situation with the 40-foot drop, there were 12 tables stacked on top of each other. So the idea was he fell on the first one, they would all kind of collapse and break the fall?
That's what was supposed to happen. But it didn't happen because I threw him over the table.
Okay, was that in retaliation for what he did?
Yeah.
Okay. And
without hesitation, he said, yeah.
Had he fell a little bit over, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Were you trying to kill him?
Yeah.
Without hesitation, yeah. The way he answered these questions, it reminded me of Candace Owens when, what's that guy's name that's been locked up recently? Don Lemon. He asked her, he's like, am I going to go to hell for my lifestyle? She was like, yeah. Allah. Direct and blood.
Was he just totally terrified when you pushed him off at that point?
He was like, Jack, I can't feel my legs. I had a stun gun I bought. I went and bought a stun gun. So we was up on the scaffold. I started tasing him. And he was like, Jack, I can't feel my leg. I said, you ain't gonna need them. And I threw him. Like, bombs away. And the motherfucker hit the table. He clipped the table, and then he hit the ropes and fell back in the ring.
How did he fall back into the ring? What? I gotta see this footage.
Okay.
If they
and I
have
guess
it.
he ultimately didn't really hurt himself that much. I guess he dislocated his ankle and a couple other small injuries, but falling off 40 feet, like literally being thrown 40 feet off the air, I mean, that's
I
just
need a drink. Hold on.
the act of God right there, the fact that he's not dead or
For
seriously
real.
crippled.
Yeah.
Act of God.
Okay.
Man.
And was that the biggest fall in wrestling history?
Yeah.
40 feet.
Yep.
Okay. When you're standing up there and you look down 35, 40 feet, what actually gets you to do that slam or that jump at that point?
I mean, we had planned it, so he knew he was going. He just didn't know where he was going to land. And I threw him, and he landed, like I said, he clipped one table, and he hit the ropes and fell back in the ring. You know what I mean? But I didn't give a where he landed. I wanted to die.
No.
Okay.
Come on,
What was the conversation like afterwards?
There wasn't one.
Boy, that was the coldest dish served. Called revenge. Damn.
There wasn't one. There wasn't one.
That's cold, man.
So that was it. Basically, after that, you never spoke again.
Nope.
Okay.
Just like the first time.
Did he ever speak about it publicly?
somebody said he went on Hannibal TV and was leaving comments after the interview I did 2 weeks ago with Hannibal. And they said that he was commenting about the fall or whatever, you know what I mean? But he never said anything to me.
That makes him look like a coward. I can't lie.